Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and today we're going to make a fun little 6x6 folio. So here at My Artful Adventures we do all kinds of paper crafting, and so that could be card making, scrapbooking, junk journaling. If it's some kind of paper, we're going to do it. Mixed media, lots of fun things. And so that's what we're going to do today. We haven't made one of these in quite a while, but it's so funny because I looked, and the last time that I showed how to make one, it's getting close to a year ago. So I guess every year about this time, that would be a good time to show it again so that you can have an idea or a refresher, right? Who doesn't like a refresher for some of the things we make? I always have to have one. Because I'll forget from time to time, what we did or how we exactly made it. But that's not a problem. We'll just start over, right? Hi Sue, how are you doing? So today I'm streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you see people making comments from one place to the other and you don't see, that's probably what it is. Hello Dina, how are you doing? Welcome. So we're going to make a little 6x6 album, and I'm going to turn you down here so that I can show you what it's going to look like. Sort of. It's the style. It's not the exact album. We're going to use some different papers on it, but this is what it's going to be. So this one, I just put a little twine on it for a closure. I just glued it right here on the spine. It has a teeny little spine. So I actually kind of call it my flap album. So it's got all these places that flip and flap open, and it's just so fun. It's so easy. It's quick to make. It certainly is giftable, I think, anyway. Oh, hang on a second. Let me see here. Just one second. There we go. Okay, I've been combing my hair and everything. I bet some of you thought I wasn't going to show my face again, but here I am. So here's that little album, and I just think it is so fun and easy. Hi Karen, welcome. So I'm going to set that over to the side, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to use. So you need 4 pieces of 12x6. So basically this is two pieces of cardstock, right? That you cut if you need 4 pieces. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use 2 of one color and 2 of this color, and so we're going to do that, and we're going to put those together first, okay, and then we'll go on. Oh, and the other part of that, then we also need, from one of those same colors, you need 2 pieces that are 6x6, and so that's what we need to kind of make our cover and our pages. So let's start out with a cover, and I'm going to make it this pretty green color. I just think this is so yummy looking. And I think, let me see what color that was called. It's called Summer Splash. I love it. So 4 pieces that are 12x6. Okay, and 2 of them, oh actually, hang on a second. 1 of them we're going to score differently. Oh, and I guess I need to turn this around so I can score it best, right? Hi, Deborah. How are you? Hi, Molly. Welcome in, everybody. I'm doing good. How about all of you? So let me turn this so we can score. And so what we're going to score it at is 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. And then 3 inches. That just gives us that little quarter inch little thing for the back of our book. We're giving it like that little gap there. Hi Diane. And then we're going to score it at 9. I feel backwards. This thing counts just the other way. My other scoreboard counts this way, so I feel kind of backwards doing it this way. So 9 and 9 1/4, but it doesn't matter because either way you're getting your measurements just how you need them, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, and I'm actually going to flip this over because some of these things get lots of folding, so I'm just going to give it one more score on the other side. Okay, now what we're going to do is let's just score, or let's use our oh my goodness, let's use our bone folder and get some nice creases on here. It doesn't really matter. This paper is the same color both ways, but I just want to make sure that it's straight. And so to make sure that your scores are really straight, just make sure that you've lined it up on both sides, you know, the top and bottom. And then that will really help you make sure your scores are straight. And sometimes, I tell you, when you get 1/4 inch little places for gaps, sometimes it's hard to score them. And I tell you what, 1/8 of an inch is even much harder. Oh my goodness. How many of you have tried to do some things with 1/8 of an inch score between? That is kind of hard. Hello, Sue. How are you doing? And Diane, I don't even remember. I'm so sorry. I don't even remember if I said hello. Okay. So there we've got our little thing, and that's going to give us our little, I'd say spine, but it's not really a spine, right? Kind of, but not really. So, you know, one way or the other. Let me move that. Okay, and now we're going to take these 2 6x6 pieces, and this is going to make the rest of our cover. And I'm just going to put those out. And it doesn't really matter which side that you put them on. If you're using solid cardstock, don't worry about which way that you want to put them. Although I would recommend that this part, thank you, Karen. Sometimes words are hard. Thank you so much. Why couldn't I think of that? It is a gusset. Oh my goodness. So we're going to put this on, and we're just going to bump up our paper to this first score. So we're just going to glue that on however you want to attach it. You know me and the glue. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. So it's 6x6, so it's, you know, the same both ways. And just put it to the edge of that score mark, and then just give it a good press. Hey Linda, how are you? Who else popped on here? Okay, and then let's do the other side. And like I said, I would, you know, do this part to be my outside. So if you've got different colors or whatever you want to do, and there's so many ways that you can mix and match your papers or colors, or, you know, whatever. You could do all of these pages the same color and make it, you know, just monochromatic throughout the whole little book, if that's what you want to do. It's just up to you. It makes, you know, it's just so fun because you can do so many things with it, right? Okay, so now we're going to turn it in here. And now what we're going to do is we want to score these other 3 pieces. So all the next 3 6x12s get scored the same way. They are going to get scored at 3 inches and 9 inches. So just 3. And it's always better to kind of make several little light scores. Oh my goodness, well that's so light. I skipped across. What in the world? I skipped across the paper. That's a little too light. And then I'm going to flip it, because these things can flip all different directions. So I certainly want to make sure that these, you know, are ready to go whichever way they want to flip and flap. There's my little pin. It got away from my bottle. I had seen it sitting there, and then I couldn't see it. And so now I've got 2 of these pink pieces, and they're called Pretty in Pink. You could score these before you cut it, but that's okay. I didn't, and that's fine. So 3 and 9 on 3 pieces. And one more. You guys, do you like making little mini albums? And you know what? You wouldn't have to do this with, you know, brand new papers. You could even do something like this and use it for a fun little twist on a junk journal. You could use all kinds of stuff. Or you might want to use, you know, good paper to make your foundation piece. And then, oh my goodness, think of all the fun things you could use for the pages, to decorate all the pages. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, that's it for scoring. We're done scoring. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so now we've got our foundation piece, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use the middle section. I'm going to put in here, and again, let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to make sure all of these are folded nice and straight. You know, cutting and your score marks are sometimes, you know, some of the most important part of your project, because if they're not straight, especially when you're assembling things, if you are doing paper construction of things, it really can make a world of difference. So you want them squared up, or you might have some real problems. Now this is kind of weird because this 3 and 9-inch score, I am just a fraction of an inch off because these are hitting, but it's not going to matter because they can layer over each other and it just won't matter one single bit. So sometimes it kind of, you know, is helpful to know what you are going to be doing with your project, and that way if you've got some little inconsistencies, you'll know it's, you know, that it'll be okay. Hey Jimmy Lou, how are you doing? Okay, there we go. So now we're going to put this, we're going to use our same color and let's put it in the center. And then our pink pieces can come off to the sides. All right? And then our decorative papers that we are going to use are going to be so fun because they're going to be, you know, combinations of these colors. So like I said, this, and these are some of these new Stampin' Up! Colors that, you know, every year they have new colors. They have 5 new colors that come out, and then those stay in the line for 2 years. That way, you know, if you get like the coordinating stamp pad or whatever you want to get with it, and then you've got, you know, things that go with it, it's not just gone before you hardly have a chance to use the things and make anything. So I think that is a pretty smart thing to do. So I love these colors. They're just so happy and springy. They would have been, I don't think they came out until maybe this, yeah, the month of May I think was when they came out. But wouldn't they have been pretty to use for spring? I think they're just gorgeous. So now we're going to take these and we're just going to assemble these 2 little flaps. That's all. That's all of that part of gluing that we're going to do. And then the whole foundation is complete. So you guys, I wanted to show, okay, so in Junk Journal Jamboree, when I made the hinge spine thing out of my cover, out of just paper, I was so used to making small little albums, and they are perfectly fine just using the covers like this, and maybe you've got a couple of layers, and it's sturdy enough. And you guys know I spent who knows how much time like kind of reinforcing things and making sure it was really going to work, and you know, so it wasn't just a lost cause. And it just, you know, it's just amazing. When I made my pages just that much bigger, that was just too much for cardstock to not have to have a lot more support. But you guys, these little books that are like this, you know, you can make little 6x6 books, and by the time you put, you know, this amount of cardstock together and then decorate them, they're the perfect weight. They just don't need a bunch more, you know, help. They don't need a lot more reinforcement. So then just make sure you've got those even. Just bump it up here. And then there you go. So now this is what happens. We've got this can go here and fold in, and this can fold in and fold in, and then you've got pages over here. You got pages everywhere. And then this one is going to fold in here, and this folds up and is the cover. And look at how much of that there is. That's why I like to call it the flip flap album, right? How cool is that? So now we're just going to get busy, and we're going to use our other papers. So you need 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that'll give you that little 1/8 of an inch all the way around, you know, your page. It'll look like, you know, it basically looks like it's matted. So you need 9 or 10 pieces like this. And the reason I say 9 or 10 is you need 10 if you want to go ahead and cover the very back of it as well. 9 will cover everything else, and then you'll have the back can be a plain color. So I'm just, and I don't even remember what I did. I think I've got 9 of them here. So I've kind of gone through here, and we're going to get started here. And the way that I laid it out was like, this is going to be the front cover. And the reason I did that is I'm not really sure what I'm going to put on the front cover yet. And so I thought this was really pretty and kind of subtle. And I'll probably put some kind of a cluster of something on here. Hey, Susan. And so that'll be real pretty to make something. And, you know, so I'm leaving some leeway for, you know, continuing to decorate it. So we're just making the foundation part today and getting our decorative papers on the back. Hi, Donna, how are you? So that's what we're going to start with. Now, I'm going to tell you how I figured out where I was going to put the papers. This is what I did. I took the papers, and actually, because I came up, besides the front covers, there's 8 of them. And they're pretty much, you know, like in order. So what I did was, you know, I thought, okay, so here's the front. And so then I found the other one and did the front. And so I just kind of held it up like this and matched. So these two are going to match. And I just kind of did it like that and held it up like that. And so this one's going to match with this one. So, I mean, they're not like right together. But then as I flip through them, they'll be different. But, you know, actually they're kind of symmetrical like that because the other way they are. Hi, Kathy. How are you? I know. Isn't that a gorgeous color, Susan? So let's get started. And I've also laid them out the way that I want them to be on the pages. And look at this side. I mean, I thought about doing that. I think I'm using this one, though, on the back of it. So this one will give me more leeway. Now, if you wanted to put a piece of ribbon or something that will tie completely around the book and you want it hidden, now would be the time to do it. So you would cut it and put it here. You can attach it here and then put your paper over it. Now, I'm still going to be able to do that because I'm going to put some kind of cluster here, and I'll still be able to put whatever I want to under the cluster and achieve the same thing. But remember, when I was showing you the little sample thing, you know, sometimes what I do with these little books is they've got this tiny little gusset and I just put a drop of glue there and just attach it there. And then when it's dry, it's perfect. So, you know, there's lots of ways to do that. Sometimes, you guys, I've got these elastic pieces that were actually made for gift box things. They come pre-tied with a little bow. They're gold and elasticy. I've got a bunch of those. I don't know. I've had them forever. And I've got some, and they're kind of like about 1/4 inch wide. And then I've got some that is like a cord, and it's silver, and it's the same thing, but they're tiny, just like an elastic thread kind of thing, thick thread. And so they're the same thing. So, you know, even those. And somebody was telling me that another fun thing to use that you can get are like hair scrunchies. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Obviously, I don't have hair long enough. I need hair scrunchies. But yeah, that would be a great idea. So there's lots of things, you know, that you can use for your closures, you know, or put a button on, do like kind of the policy envelope closure if you wanted to, and put like a button or something on with the twine around it. Just lots of fun ways to do a closure. Now this one, you know what? This is pretty true a non-directional pattern. I love that. And you know, sometimes you get something that you think is non-directional And then when you get ready to use it, that really wasn't the case. It wasn't as non-directional as you thought. I know, Kathy, don't you think this is fun? Hey, Sherry, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to start putting these things in here. And look at this. This one looks like it's had like texture stamped on it. Isn't that fun? And then this is the side of that. Now this is like, you know, when we do different projects, this is why I say sometimes, and if we're going to do a project, I like to warn you if you need to make sure that these coordinate and you like them. Because like our card we did, our mystery card the other night, that was important that you liked it, or you had to have another sheet to use with it. And that card I did yesterday too. That really needed, that one you had to make sure that you liked both sides together, because that was not going to work. And then this is the only part of this, and I really recommend that you make your back 6x12 and the two squares the same color. And this is why. Because right here, you can't even hardly see it. This is where they overlap. And so if they were different colors, you could avoid that. You'd have to cut this sheet 6x6. But if these, you know, are the matching color, you don't even really notice it. I mean, I couldn't even notice. I had to look to where that seam was. Okay, so we're just going to keep going here. I'll show you the backs as we go through here. So this is a different one than the back of that one. It looks similar, but it's here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. See, it's a little bit different. Just a little. It kind of looks the same. So we're just going to keep going here. I hope the pink one was what I was using. Well, shoot. Now I got that pink on pink. Well, that's fine. I already laid these out, and I'm not going to take your time by trying to think live. Nobody needs to see me trying to think. Oh my goodness. But yeah, when you put glue, and this is another thing, you know, when you glue things down, it gives it a little bit more structure than if you just tape a few pieces of tape on. And again, this one is too. This is a true non-directional pattern on this piece as well. I love these colors, I tell you. And so now there's this one inside. I got this green piece. Was that the one we already used? No, we put this on the front. I can't even keep up with the plan. Good thing I laid them all out, right? Aren't you proud of me? I got it all together so we could just breeze through here. Nobody likes having to sit and watch us cut paper all the time, although it does give us a chance to chit chat. But I'm so worried I'm gonna, you know, do the wrong thing. I have a hard time chit chatting when I am measuring and cutting, because I can measure and cut and almost do it. Silly. Floral. The floral. Too late, but the florals are my thing. Oh, so the glue that I use is called Reptile glue, and I really like it. It comes in a big bottle, and it, you know, spelled just like it sounds, reptile. And they come in, you know, bigger bottles, and I just take them out and put them in these needle nose like applicator bottles. And I'll fill them up, or actually I don't even usually fill them up. I'll, you know, put a bunch in and go through it. But the reason I like it is, you know, like any liquid glue, it gives you just a moment to get it into place. Now this one is a directional. It gives you just a moment to get it into place, and yet it sticks pretty quick. So you're not having to wait a long time, and you can glue all kinds of things with it. It adheres pretty good to, you know, fabric. If you don't have too much fabric, I'll say that. It just, that kind of depends, and you have to kind of hold it for a moment. It takes longer to grab the fabric, and you know, and a lot of things will kind of seep into the fabric, so it's always kind of hit or miss. And you know, we're always using Fabri-Tac for that, so we like that. And Fabri-Tac works for so many things too. But this, you know, you can use it on plastic, and I've glued beads on things and all kinds of stuff. Where do you buy it? I just buy it on Amazon. Can the base be all one color? Linda, it sure can. In fact, this one, I was showing this one. Here's kind of my sample one that I was showing before. This whole base is all the same color, all of it. And no, well, no, that's not true. I have one inside piece was this cream colored, but the rest of it was all the same. What are you guys all doing this weekend? You got any great plans? Sure, no problem. You're welcome. And Sue, the funny thing about reptile glue is it's my understanding that it was originally made for tile work. And I don't know who figured out that it was perfect for crafting and paper crafts. I don't know. But I sure like it. So we're just going to keep gluing our little pieces down, and then we'll glue our little pieces for the flip-flops, and that's it. That'll be all for the foundation pieces. And I like to keep them kind of subtle, or, you know, it depends on what you're going to do. These would be great to put pictures in and use it as a tiny scrapbook. So then this one I'm going to put here. So this is like the inside, kind of the back cover, so to speak. So to speak, because there really is a back. But this is one of our little flaps. It just looks, it's such happy colors. I love them. I really do like them. The only thing with these little needle nose applicators is if you're trying to get very much on, you're really trying to give it a good squeeze. Okay. All right. So we've got that. And let's go ahead and now let's just figure out where to put our other little pieces. So here, so you need 8 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 pieces. Now, if you were going to use 6 by 6 and just cover, you can't really use a 6 by 6. You have to have a hair trimmed off of it, because if you don't, it's going to get in the way of, you know, where you're folding it. And, you know, that's just how that is. So I can't, you know, you can't help that. You have to have just a tiny bit. It could be 6 up and down this way, but it has to be a tiny, tiny smidge less in the width. But what I was going to say is, if you're doing it the full 6 inches this way, then you would need to make sure that your small ones for the small flaps are going to, you know, be that size. They'll have to be 6 inches high too. Okay, so I didn't plan these out, not the little flaps. So we can just kind of see what's going on and just kind of mix and mingle with these guys. I think since these are 2 very subtle pieces, I think that'll go nice there. And that's the back of this other pink one. And hang on, I see somebody commenting something. Hang on just one second. Get this on here and then I'll look. Okay, so yes, isn't that pretty? All of it is. I just think all of it's yummy looking. Okay, so Sue says, but then it took you 6. Oh, wait a second. There must have been more to that part. The back print is pretty. Took me 6 months to find sugar. Oh, to find the Sugar Bell bottles. What were you putting? Were you getting Fabrifix to put in, or Fabri-Tac to put in the Sugar Bell bottles? Oh, nice. Wendy says, where's the paper from? The paper is from Stampin' Up. And so there is a link in the description. And there's lots of people who are Stampin' Up demonstrators. So whoever, I just put the information in there in case you don't know anybody. And I did put the names of the 2 things that we were watching. Hi, Patricia. Hey there. Oh, there's somebody watching. Rebecca is watching from Coppers Cove, Texas. Oh, so yeah, Sue says she's trying to get her living room put together after new floors. I tell you what, anytime you do stuff for your house, it takes a while to get stuff put together, right? Okay, I said I wasn't gonna do this, but this will kind of drive me bonkers. I'm gonna have to kind of figure out where we're gonna put these. Okay, so there are 2 of those. There's 2 of these. We put these here. I don't know if I want, that's kind of pretty. And then put these out here. And then we could put these 2 green ones in here. That makes that really subtle. I like that. And then this probably is on the back of that, so that'll be fine. Okay, we got a plan. If you don't know what matches the larger pieces, just turn it over. I'm not sure I know what you mean. I am not sure. Sometimes, I tell you what, sometimes this is such a one-sided thing, and then when people comment and tell you something, it's like if you're just not in that line of thought, I've had people comment on things and I didn't really understand what they meant until like it was over. And I'm like, well, okay, now I get it. Now I see what she was saying. So, sorry. Okay. Just gonna do the pink one there. It's not exactly what I had planned, but you know, it's kind of nice to be able to just, once you get to this point, kind of lay it out. And you know what, if it doesn't matter to you where the little pieces fall, it's fine. You know, you get a paper collection where everything works together, and it's going to come out just fine, and you didn't have to spend a lot of time thinking about it, which I love. Now see, everything that we have used today, all of the backs of the papers, it wouldn't really matter which way that we used them. But then we got this person, paper person, who has gone rogue. And I don't really like that. Now, I tell you what, I don't mind. Now, it's really kind of odd because I don't mind using pink and orange paint together because it can come up with some really fun looks for, you know, what you might be doing. But paper, not so much. Paint, I'm okay with, not paper. What are your feelings about pink and orange, people? My crafty friends, what do you think about that? Yes, this is a very pink and green little mini album. But like I said, I think the little sides that are kind of more subtle, it'll be fun. And you know, you can get pictures, you can print your pictures to where they are, you could, you know, do like 2 3x4 pictures on one picture that you print out, and then cut them in half, and then you've got 2 little photos. And you know what? When you do a 3x4 picture, it just sounds so little, but you know, it really, you can see a lot. I ended up with quite a few one time, and I was surprised. I didn't mind them being small at all. They were a lot better to have small little pictures that you could see than having things that are just tucked away like in your camera that you just don't even see the photos. When was the last time, okay, here's a question. When was the last time that you printed out some photos? I want to know. I'm interested. Okay, so Sue said, okay. Donna says she likes pink and orange. Rose said she would never want them together, but that's her. Rose says she printed out some pictures 10 years ago. Oh my goodness. Sue, that's okay. You know, I can talk and it not make sense. So I can certainly understand writing in the comments and, you know, it not be coming across the way that you meant it. Okay, something is going to do, somebody keeps talking about fall and Christmas. Okay, Sherry says she got some last week. Good job. Oh, Jennifer did some a few weeks ago. Excellent. I've got to see. Oh, no way. You're saying that you have heard that pink and orange are going to be a real color combo for the Christmas season this year? Am I seeing that correctly, Wendy? Oh my goodness. Karen printed pictures last year, or no, 24 years ago for her wedding. You're too funny. Hey Betty, how are you? Martha says she printed some for Christmas cards this year. Good job. I love it. That's wonderful. I'm proud of you guys. Of course, I should have known that some of my friends would be people who would be, you know, printing some photos out to be enjoyed. I love it. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember how, and you know, I don't even know when they quit having these things, but do you remember, of course, I'm really dating myself here. The little huts that were like in the parking lot, and I think they were called photomat. That's what they were called where we lived in Colorado. And and you dropped off your roll of film, and you know, then they would process the film. And of course, you know, you could drop them off at most grocery stores, had places to drop. Oh, that, I don't like that. What did I do? I don't like it. Don't I have another one? No, shoot. Well. Oh, well. That, it is what it is, right? So much for planning it out or looking at it beforehand. That's okay. I'll live. So now look at all of this. Now we've got all of these little flips and flaps, and there you have it. Photo mat, photo hut. Yep, dropping away. Oh yeah, a week. Yep, Kodak. You miss having film developed. I know. Yeah, I kind of agree, because then, but oh my gosh, you know, the one thing that was different about that was it was, you know, kind of expensive, sort of, and you know, you didn't do it very often, and oh man, you were selective with the photos that you took, right? I mean, you know, you took a few at Christmas, you know, holidays, maybe for your birthday, somebody took a picture of you, or maybe this was just my group, I don't know, but you know, it was just expensive, and especially if you had to buy the flash bulbs. Some of those are hilarious to look back and see the flash bulbs, right, you guys? There was the ones that were like on the little strip that stood up out of the camera. Those were funny. And, you know, then there were the cubes that turned around. So you got 4 flashes before you had to change the little cube. Oh my goodness. So many things have, you know, changed about taking pictures, I mean. Sending rolls through the mail. Yes. Yes, Molly, me too. I remember that too. Okay, well, so here, let's take a peek. And it doesn't matter which way you get all of these, you know, in here. Sometimes I kind of like to, you know, have it so when you open it up, then you can see there's another little flap right here. And then you can open this, and then this is kind of a surprise thing together. And then this is kind of like the front. Then this whole part is together, and I've got this part. And so, you know, you can do it however you want to, obviously. So fun, though. And then just, you know, put it together. I do like to put this one in last. There's something about this one going in last that really seems to hold it together better, because then you've got this whole thing, there's no flap right there, and then this one will go over it, right? So that's it. And so I probably will wait to do whatever closure. I'll just do it with you guys too. I like free print app. You get 85 pictures a month. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Clark Photo. I never heard of that, Karen. The tall ships coming into Baltimore. No, I remember when that happened. That was cool, right? I'm gonna put myself back up here, you guys. It's so fun. Lots of fun memories talking about films and no, not films, film and developing. And I really urge you guys to, you know, do something to print some pictures, because what a fun little book you've got here. Make one of these and you've got something fun to put it in, right? And then you can decorate that too. You know, make it as like, and when you use the kind of more subtle papers, and now you might have a plan and you might have everything that you want to go together before you start. And then if you've got like a lot of ephemera and stuff that you know is already going to match in your collection, then that's fun too. That's the nice thing about using things that are collections like that, because everything kind of matches, right? Okay, you guys, I think that's it. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And if I don't talk to you, I don't have a live planned for tomorrow. If I don't talk to you, have a wonderful holiday weekend. So, you know, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. So take care, everybody, and be sure and spread the adventures, right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.